do a review. So quiz tomorrow on the second part, or the first part of chapter, no, this is the second part of chapter 2. Anyhow, let's take a look at it. So the first few are basically just solving for x. So right off the bat, I'm just going to distribute that times that times that. So I'll get a 3x minus 12 equals, now you got to be careful, this 4 is by itself. Leave the 4 there and then distribute with the 2. I got to distribute with a negative 2, so I'll get a negative 6, and I'll get a positive, because a negative times a negative, positive 2x. Okay? Sure. So then, I'm going to go ahead and combine those two. That makes a negative 2, but I'll go ahead and write the rest. I'll go 3x minus 12 equals negative 2 plus 2x. Okay? Alright, let me change the contrast. I can't while I'm recording. So, I've got x's on both sides. I'll go minus 2x, minus 2x. And I may as well take the plus 12 at the same time. Plus 12, plus 12. You guys, okay if I take care of two things at once? I got rid of the x's, and then I added the 12. So I did two things at once. God bless you. So it gives me a 1x equals 10. God bless you. Okay? Okay, take a look at it. Make sure it makes sense to you. So I went minus 2x, right? Plus 12, right? Okay, number 2. There's something definitely wrong with number 2, but let's find out why there's something wrong with number 2. So if I were to go and get rid of the x's, because I have x's on both sides, I'll get minus 3x, minus 3x. The x's completely disappear, don't they? And then I get 4 equals negative 12. First of all, you can't solve for x if x is gone. And 4 does not equal negative 12, right? So we're going to say this has no answer. And the way we say it has no answer is by using this symbol here, which represents the empty set, okay? Which it means it has no answer. Don't put 0 because 0 is a number. 0 would be an answer. Put the empty set. It's different. Don't put 0. 0 is a number, okay? Okay, 3. I'm going to distribute, so I'll get a 4x minus 12. And what I get is 4x minus 12 equals 4x. It equals itself. Now that's weird. If you get it to equal itself, then no matter what number I plug in, it will always be equal. No matter what number I plug in, it's always going to be equal if it equals itself. Plug in any number, and it's always going to be equal itself, so any number will work. So we say the answer is all real numbers. Now there's a symbol for that, and that's the cursive R. Either answer, all real numbers written out is fine, or the cursive R, okay? Alright. Alright, number 4. So if you have a fraction equal to a fraction, we're going to cross multiply. So I'm going to take this 4 and multiply it up over here. And I'll take this 3 and I'll multiply it up over here. So I just, what we call cross multiply, just go straight across. It only works if you have a fraction equal to a fraction. So the 4 comes up here. You get the 4 times the x plus the 5 equals, I'll bring the 3 up and over, 3 times the 2x minus 3, okay? God bless you. So I just need to distribute. I'm going to get a 4x plus 20 equals, I'm going to distribute here, 6x minus 9. God bless you again. X is on both sides. I like to get rid of the smallest x, so I'm going to go minus 4x, minus 4x. So I'll have a 20 equals a 2x minus 9. Plus 9 plus 9, 29 equals 2x. Divide by 2, I think that's 14 and a half. 14.5 is equal to x when I divide by 2. Everybody okay on that? Does that make sense? I mean, one of the things I know you're good at, you're pretty good at solving for x, so that helps. There's only 2 tricky ones on this one, and that was the empty set one on 2 and the all real numbers one on 3, okay? Okay, example 5. Now, before we do anything, whenever we have an inequality sign, see the greater than? So if we multiply or divide by a negative number, so a little star, if I multiply, scoot that over, if I multiply or divide by a negative number, what I do is I switch the sign. Okay, so I turn the sign. Turn the sign. So a rule in math, whenever you have a greater than or less than symbol, whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you're going to turn it. So eventually I'm going to divide by a negative, so I'll have to turn this. I will change it from a greater than to a less than. Eventually. Let me work it through, and I think you're going to see that, okay? So first step, minus 3, right? So I'll have a negative 3 force x is greater than 9, okay? 2 ways to solve this, 3 ways to solve this. One is to multiply by 4 and then divide by negative 3, okay? Another way is multiply by the fraction, the reciprocal of the fraction. That's probably the easiest way to do it. So if I multiply by the reciprocal of the fraction, okay? So negative 3 fourths, I'm going to multiply by 4 over negative 3. Okay, that's the reciprocal, because that will cancel, right? Does that make sense? So if I come over here and multiply by 4 over negative 3, I better make that a 9 over 1. It's going to help me, right? So I multiplied by a negative number, didn't I? So over here, my column says multiply or divide by a negative number, turn the sign. So I'm going to take this greater than symbol, and I'm going to move it and make it less than, okay? That's gone, so I'm just left with x. Okay. There's something going on. If there's the music, something on, will you turn it off, please? Thank you. Now, 36 divided by 3 is negative 12. So we got a negative 12. Okay. Now, how do I graph this on a number line? That's easy. Negative 12, 0, and I don't care about all the numbers in between because obviously I know there's a 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, if you just give me this, I'm good. Open circle. Remember, open circle. Open circle because there's no equal sign, and less than would go shading this way, okay? You guys can do this. I know you can. So the first 5, pretty easy? Okay. All right. Let's graph. Now number 6. Okay. Has a y-intercept of negative 5, so let's go down to negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a dot. Okay. And then this is 2 over 1 because we need a slope. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. You know, as long as I want. Forever, never, never. Let's see if I can find a ruler. Yeah, this will work. And connect the dots. And there it is. Okay. Not bad. We're good with that one. Okay. Example 7. I can't graph it yet, but I will soon. Okay. This is a great problem to show you Abby. We're going to call it Abby's trick. You want to see Abby's trick? Abby is going to bring... Well, actually, it's not Abby's. It's Hayden's trick. Sorry, Abby.
Okay.
Instead of going minus 3x, you know what Hayden did? She just added the y. Does that make any sense? If I add the y, brings the y over here. Go plus y. It's just a little bit faster. So we have a 3x equals a y plus 5. So I did that, I just brought the y over, I went plus y, because I have to solve for y. Then I go minus 5, bring the 5 over, minus 5, so I have a 3x minus 5 equals y. This one, I'll graph this one in red, so I'm not confused in my little graph. So you could have done what we did before, minus 3x, right? You could have done that, and then divided by negative, but this is so much easier. So negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this time I'm going to go up 3 over 1. Up 3 over 1. It has a little steeper slope. There's number 7. And there's number 6. Okay. Y equals negative 10. I don't think it'll fit on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That won't fit on here, so I'll just make my own little graph for y equals negative 10. It doesn't have to be super fancy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to graph just a horizontal line going straight across at negative 10. Okay. Not bad? Can you do this tomorrow?
No.
All right. Well, hopefully with a little practice you can. Turn the page. Yes. All right, now, here's where, well, not number 9, but when we get to 10, 11, we're going to talk specifically. But 9's not bad, okay? Let's draw a picture, okay? We did this in geometry. We really did. So you have a 6-foot man with a 10-foot shadow. Sights a tree with a 48 shadow, okay? So let's draw a picture. So I've got a 6-foot man, and he's got a 10-foot shadow. Okay, there's my picture, okay? Now he sights a tree. Here's my tree. With a 48-foot shadow. Okay, there's the T for tree. So what we can do is we can set up a ratio. I'd say T goes to 6 as 48 goes to 10. Remember doing that in geometry? T goes to 6. Height of the tree, height of the man, shadow, shadow. So we'll set it up. We'll go T goes to 6, or T over 6, is equal to 48 over 10. And I'm just going to multiply. Okay, I'm going to multiply. So with the tree to the height of the man equals the shadow to the shadow, T over 6, 48 over. And now if I just multiply by 6 up here, right, T would equal 6 times 48 divided by 10. And I'm going to use a calculator because I don't know what 6 times 48 is. I really don't. 6 times 48 divided by 10. I get an answer about 28.8. So 28.8 feet. Not bad. I just multiplied. I set up my ratio. Tree to the man, shadow to shadow, and I cross multiplied, okay? All right, 10. So 10 and 11 is where kids mess up. But first of all, we need to know a couple of things. For sure, have this formula, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? Got to know that. Equation of a line, right? So we're going to need this, but before we do anything, if it's parallel, it must have the same slope, right? We need same slope. The only problem is with 3x minus 5y equals 15, I don't know what the slope is. So I need to find the slope, okay? So if they're parallel, they'll have the same slope. I don't know the slope of this line, so I'm going to have to solve for y, okay? So let's solve for y. All right, minus 3x, right? Minus 3x, that's a bad looking 3. Minus 3x. I'll have a negative 5y equals a negative 3x plus 15. Okay? Divide by negative 5. Have y equals a positive 3/5 x minus 3. Now, I'm not done. In fact, I did a whole lot of work just to get one thing. If they're parallel, they have the same slope. I needed the slope. So what I have now is the slope. Okay, I'm not done, but what I've got is the slope. Okay, so there's my slope. So I'm going to use my equation. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I need this to go through the point 10, 20, so here's my x1, my y1, right? Here's my slope. M is 3/5. So I'm just going to put my 20 here for y1, my 3/5 in for m, and my 10 in for x1. Okay, so let me do that. So my y minus my 20 equals 3/5 times x minus 10, okay? And I just have to solve for y. I have to simplify it now. So I'll go y minus 20 equals 3/5 x minus, let's see, 3 times 10 is 30 divided by 5 is 6, right? 3 times 10 is 30 divided by 5 is 6. Or 5 goes in 10 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, plus 20, we're almost done, plus 20. Y is equal to 3/5 x plus 14. Let's take a look. Okay, so sure enough, these lines are parallel, aren't they? They are parallel, same slope. And this line does go through the point 10, 20 because I used the point to make it.
Can we make this problem easier by just doing is you found out the slope, so you do 10 times 3 over 5, and then whatever that answer is, then you have to make it 20, so you plus 14.
Yes, you can do that. Now there's two ways to do this. You guys learned in 8th grade y equals mx plus b, right? Yes, and that's, Dorothy and I were looking at that also, okay? I like to show you the other formula because it's algebra 2. Let's learn the other way, okay? So the answer to your question is yes. Am I going to show it that way? No, because you already know that way, right? I'm going to show you the other way. Okay, number 11. It's perpendicular. Okay, fortunately for us, it's the same line, okay? So it says a line perpendicular to it. So to it, meaning this line right here. So we already know this. We already know this line. When we solve for it, became y equals 3/5 x minus 3. I did that on purpose so we wouldn't have to solve for y again, right? Pick the same line. So we already found the slope. We already got y equals 3/5 x minus 3. Okay, so that's done for us. So if the slope of this one is 3/5, so if this slope is 3/5, then the perpendicular slope is
5/3.
negative 5/3, right? It's got to be the opposite. I've made it reciprocal and I made it a negative, okay? So now I'm going to use this slope with this point. Here's my x1, y1. And Megan, I'm going to use my formula, so you can do it the other way. I'm going to go my y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? And I'll put my 24 in for my y1, put my negative 3/5 in for my slope, because that's my perpendicular slope. I put my 24 in for my negative 12 in for my x1. So let's do it. Y minus 24, that's my y1, equals negative 5/3, that's my slope, times my x minus my x1, which is a negative 12. So I got a double negative. You guys see my double negative there? See my double negative? I'm going to subtract a negative 12. So a double negative plus plus, right? So we'll go y minus 24 equals, all right, that times that is a negative 5/3 x, and that times that. Let's see. 5 times 12 is 60, divided by 3 is 20. Or 5 goes into 12 4 times, so 5 is a 20, but negative 20, okay? Last step, plus 24, plus 24. I'll have a y equals a negative 5/3 x plus 4. Okay, the two lines are perpendicular. Slopes are different. And this one does go through the point negative 12, 24. Okay, homework. 1 to 25 odd, it's not that many. And